So I wanted to move on to our wellness, health, diet section of the podcast. And I wanted to talk about the best anti-aging advice that, I've heard and that I personally practice. Y'all want to know something funny? I personally love when you're out and a guy asks you how old you are, and you never ask a lady her age. Or I'm like, guess. This past weekend, this guy guessed that I was 23. But also this same year, this was back in March, so I was a little stressed out at that time, but this guy, a separate guy, guessed I was 33. Which is just like, I'm not taking offense, but it's like not too much now. But anyway, we're gonna go with the 23 option, not to give in to society's beauty standards, but I was like, period, the retinol is doing what it needs to do. So the fact that you lose, wait, how much is it? Your collagen is what makes your skin look youthful, and it's what makes your joints feel good. It's what makes your skin good, your nails good, your hair good, all of that. So in your mid to late 20s and early 30s, you start losing 1% of collagen per year. And then this is actually from a med spa website. They say by 40, collagen drops dramatically, leading to signs of aging. So that's why you get wrinkles, your skin will start to sag, all of that. A lot of people will get kind of triggered when you talk about anti-aging. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing what you can to look your best for as long as you can. If you disagree, that's fine, but that's just how I feel, like, babe. Something I also think about all the time is like, because I started really doing skincare when I was like probably 18. Like before that I would do skincare, but I didn't really know. Like I remember putting coconut oil on my face, which if you do that and it works for you, that's fine, but I had like acne at the time and that will literally clog your pores. Like I didn't know, But anyway, it was around 18. So I always think like, what would my skin look like now if I never started doing that? Like if I didn't wear SPF all these years, if I didn't use tretinoin all these years, if I didn't moisturize, like, oh my god. Especially for those of us with less melanin, babes, okay? It's important that we take these tips and tricks. Did y'all see my TikTok? I was like talking about this other TikTok I saw. This girl, you could tell she was like Caribbean, like Afro-Latina. She's like, guys, like, I don't know why you guys get Botox and all this stuff. Like, your diet just isn't good. I just put raw honey on my face and like eat fruits and vegetables and my skin's amazing. It's like, babe, it's genetics. Like, you can't be telling someone like me that, okay? Like, I gotta stay out of the sun. I need a little Botox, okay? I love Botox, but I feel like, I guess this was kind of more of the trend too at the time. Like the fox eye trend, like the really lifted brow. I would get that. Like I wasn't specifically getting like a brow lift, but when they put a little Botox above your eyebrow, it kind of lifts that muscle. So it's not like the threads or anything dramatic. It's just kind of the placement of the Botox. And I feel like in the past it was just too much because I kind of had those like angry brows, especially in LA. Like it was just way too much. I love Botox for freezing the muscles, especially like I have a very expressive face. I be LOLing a lot, which is great, but I don't always want those wrinkles, and I kind of love when my face doesn't move. Like it's nice, but I don't think I would get that brow lift again. Like I love a frozen look, but I just kind of want it to be as it is. I've never gotten any filler. I really, honestly, like I used to think, okay, maybe when I'm like 30s, and I start to lose some facial volume. I don't even think I would get filler later on unless, I know there's different types you can get, but just with all this stuff coming out of how filler migrates in people's faces and how it never really goes away and just the pillow face look, like there's so many celebs and even just like regular people where like, and I don't mean to like talk shit about how a woman looks, but just in terms of like, you do this thinking you're gonna look good and it ends up just looking like not good. And some people, like you look at them, and for me at least, I just see like filler. Like I don't think, wow, they look so beautiful. Like I just think like you have too much filler. And that can easily be avoided, That's like my fear, like already kind of with looking back at some of the Botox, like thank God Botox just wears off and you metabolize it. Because if my brows were permanently in that like angry expression, babe, we would have a serious issue on our hands. I do really want to get microneedling, TBH. I have some acne scars on the sides of my face. They're really not bad, I think, especially since I have gotten microneedling before and I do use tretinoin and I always use like chemical exfoliants and stuff. But I do think, especially for like anti-aging, getting like, I would love to just get a package of microneedling each year, you know, because that can help so much with like texture. I feel like that's my main thing these days. It's not really so much acne. Like sometimes I'll get a pimple here and there, but it's really like texture, not like insane fine lines, but kind of like let's prevent this as long as we can type vibe. I've also seen people get amazing results with like, as far as scarring, I don't really have hyperpigmentation or anything, but it's mostly just like texture. But I've seen people get amazing results with chemical peels. But I feel like with that, I kind of wish I got that in LA, because here it's like, you in New York, you got to be out and about a lot of the time, you know. You can't just kind of like hide in your apartment. I mean, you can, but it's like, I wish I'd gotten that before. I could do it now, but, and I do kind of want to get like regular facials, like the hydrofacials, because they do the extractions and like, but yeah, I just always think of like, I just think long term. So even with diet, I think that's a big thing. What I eat now, how I work out now, everything, I want it to not only benefit me now, make me feel good and look good now,